What's up, everybody? It's your boy from Trey's Trades. I think they call me Trey, coming back again for another YouTube video. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades. We have technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. So today, we're going to be talking about why AMC stock... Not why AMC stock, but how long the squeeze for AMC stock is going to last, guys. I have a little bit of a brain fart, but I want to go over some different trends, some different data, and then kind of the science behind why squeezes last as long as they do. So I've got a couple different examples pulled up. We're going to try and keep this short, just a couple of minutes, and I want to walk through all the different squeezes that we've seen in the last 4 months, right? So I've got AMC pulled up, Cost pulled up, GameStop pulled up, Nokia pulled up, and BlackBerry pulled up. All three of these squeezes happened in tandem. They all moved at the exact same time, and I think it's a great example as to what you can expect, A, for how long squeezes last, and B, what it looks like to sell on the way down, right? Because we can look at previous trends, historical trends, and take a good stab and guess at what we can expect for when AMC stock does its thing. So first thing I want to say is this. I think that you're going to see some pretty major heavy moves in the pre-market and the extended hours when AMC ends up making its nice, dirty, filthy move. So let's just show you why I think that, right? Let's look at the 6-month chart. So if you're looking at this on the 6-month chart, and look at AMC stock the last time that it had its freaking stupid, disgusting squeeze up, right? It made its move after hours, right? It made its move from $5.20 all the way up to $15.75, and then the next day in the pre-market moved all the way up to $25.80. Now, don't get me wrong, I made some nice major moves in the regular market hours. However, they've got halting for volatility. Now, I don't want this to be mistaken, right? Halting for volatility is normal. That has happened across the board. So basically what happens is if a stock moves up more than 10% in 5 minutes, they will halt the stock, they will halt trading so that people can take a step back and think about what's going on before they, make any bad decisions or something, right? That's normal. But if you see a halt on buying, right, a shift in supply and demand, that's not normal. That's when I start to get a little bit nervous, but that doesn't, we'll address that when the situation comes, right? So I'm expecting nonetheless for a lot of the squeeze to happen in the pre-market and the after hours. And we can see that this has happened with both AMC and GameStop, right? So let's look at this. Major move of the $25 pre-market after hours, basically consolidated, had some crazy moves down, crazy moves up, crazy move down, and then it had another crazy move up during the after hours. Pre-market sold off regular market hours, right? And then pre-market after hours again made its most major move. Moved back all the way up to $15. Consolidated regular market hours, moved up again in the pre-market and after hours, and then after that is when the squeeze ended. Now, if you're to look at this, right? How long did this last? I would say that this is the beginning of the squeeze right here. Think about it. If you had a dollar cost of $2.90, right? You would have 10x your money. 10x your money at a $3 cost average. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. This lasted about a week, about one regular trading week plus 2 days, right? So that's one example. Let's look at GameStop. GameStop, you see very, very similar moves. It has moved correct in the regular market hours, but a lot of their major gains were made during the after hours and the pre-market. Nice move in the pre-market after hours. Consolidation, pre-market after hours, dirty move, pre-market after hours, sold off during regular market hours. Nice volatility right here, made some crazy moves. And then back here, right, sold off and recovered in the after hours and pre-market again. This is something that I'm expecting out of AMC when we make our nice squeeze. How long did this last? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? Same sort of trend. Let's look at Cost. Cost when it made its move. How long did this last? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would call this 5 days until it finally sold off, right? And you see that it made its most major moves during the pre-market and after hours. Nice move here, nice move here, nice move here, right? Most of the actual hours trading, but outside of this outlier day right here, were consolidation or slight sell-offs. So that's something that we can expect moving forward. Nokia. This was a shorter squeeze, but it was a nice long one nonetheless, right? This is, I would say, a 4-day move. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way up until it made its move to $8.84, and then sold off, made a slight, small rally up to about $5.20, and then sold off from there, right? 5-day move right here. BlackBerry. BlackBerry was actually a really nice long squeeze, and this is probably the longest squeeze out of any that we've seen so far, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. 9 days until it finally reached its top, sold off, and that was the end of the freaking road, right? So where am I going with this? There's this idea that squeezes are violent, they're fast, and then it's done. They're different from pump and dumps, though, right? So that's something that we don't need to really think about. Squeezes are a long and drastic, drawn-out event in which you see shorts covering positions sporadically at different points, right? And this is going to look like a couple different things. So think about a squeeze in and of itself. Actually, let's just think about this. Think about a position in and of itself that you own. The smartest way to exit any position is not all at once. It's incrementally over time. So think about what that would look like, right? So let's say that you're holding a short position. Your losses are infinite. You're hoping that it's just going to be a pump and dump. You're hoping that the stock is going to go up and then it'll come back down and you can still cover your short either net neutral or actually for a small profit. But the longer that a squeeze draws out, the more likely you are to see more shorts covered positions. That's the psychology of charts, right? They want to maximize their gains and minimize their losses. So they're going to wait it out. They're going to wait and see if retail investors, the apes, which, by the way, we're freaking not leaving. They're waiting to see if we're going to leave. They're going to wait and see if we're just going to take our small tendies and hit the freaking road. So the squeeze can last a very long time. In fact, I think that AMC Squeeze is not going to last 3 days, 5 days. I think it's going to be drawn out over 1 or 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's going to be a long freaking process. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be volatile. You're going to have some nasty swings. But nonetheless, that's the psychology of what they're hoping for, right? They're hoping to slowly over time exit their position for either a small profit or at least net neutral, because right now they're down. They're hoping that we leave. So I am expecting 2 things with this squeeze. I'm expecting a lot of the major moves to be made in the pre-market or after hours, right? So what I would tell you is if you hold stock and your brokerage allows you to trade any of the pre-market or after hours, that you at least watch during the pre-market or after hours. Second thing that I'm going to say is I think the squeeze is not going to last an hour. I don't think it's going to last a day. I think it's going to be drawn out over the period of about a week, right? And that's good news because it gives us a lot of opportunities to A, pay attention to how high the stock can go, pay attention to price action, and B, if you are locked up with a job, you're locked up with other responsibilities, other obligations, right? You're not tied to watch the computer screen 24/7, right? What I would do, this is what I'm going to do, right? I work a 9-to-5 job. My game plan is to set price alerts on my specific stock, right? So AMC, I'm going to have price alerts set up for $20, $30, $50, $100, $150, $200, right? I'm just going to keep stair-stepping those up. And every time that it makes a check mark up to my price point, right, it'll alert me. And I can pay attention to the stock and be like, okay, this is where we're sitting right now. On the flip side, I'm going to have price alerts that I'll set up after it hits that price. Let's say it hits $150. I'll have a price alert set for $100, right? So that if it makes a major move down and it's something that I need to be concerned about, I can pay attention to that, right? But rest assured, I feel very confident in saying that if history repeats itself, short squeezes are violent and they last a long time. A good short squeeze will. And this is a drawn out, disgusting short squeeze. You've got an insane amount of actual real short interest based on actual shares that should be circulating in the market. You've got naked shorting, which I think is circulating probably 2 or 3 times the actual float that should exist. That is creating this synthetic selling pressure, this fake selling pressure. That's going to drive the stock way higher after that gets cracked down on by the SEC, the DTCC, all these different entities that control the stock market and the price itself, right? This is going to be a long, drawn-out, disgusting, filthy, stupid move. So you can rest easy knowing that this is not going to be like a 1-hour period of time where I need to be there for that 1 hour or else I'm screwed. True. I do stand by this. Not everybody's going to get the maximum level of gains out of AMC stock, nor should you expect that, right? Very, 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 very few people. It's like 1%, maybe even less than 1%, are going to time the absolute top on AMC. The people, let's just look at this quick. The people who caught this absolute top at $25.80 were maybe a handful of people, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 100, you know? Everybody else has to find somewhere in the middle here on this candle, right? If you bought it at $3 and you sold at 20, that's freaking solid this first time around, right? Very few people are going to get that top. So don't look for the tippy top of the stock, right? This is something that Jordan Belfort said that I think is very, very factual, very important to know, is catch the beginning of the end, right? So when this is starting to make its move down, this is what I'm anticipating is that, right? It's making its move down. We see this nasty squeeze up to wherever this is going to go, right? I think that the upside for this is infinite. When it is on its way down, you will see a slow stair-stepping action down, right? You see it right here. Up, down, slowly stair-stepping those lower highs, lower lows. That is going to be the beginning of the end that you should watch for, right? And that's what you're watching for. Once you see this, once you see the beginning of the end, that is when you're looking for your exit point, right? Maybe you watch for 2 trend continuations and you're like, like, yep, that looks like that's about it. And you take your tendies and you move on to something else. Of course, that is just what I'm going to do. I do plan on making an exit strategy video here down the road. I don't think we're near the squeeze yet, so I don't want to talk about it until we get closer. But nonetheless, this is what you're looking for. Like I said, two things. I'm expecting this squeeze to last for a pretty prolonged period of time, anywhere between 5 days to I think a couple of weeks. And I think the majority of the price action is going to be in the pre-market and the after hours. But that is what I've got for you guys today. So if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, blah, blah, blah. Consider subscribing. You know the whole spiel. Catch you guys all in the next one. Thank you for watching, my friends, my family, my fellow Gorilla Gang. Much love. Peace out.